Hello everyone and welcome back to another album review. And in this video I'm going to review Anger Management by Rico Nasty and Kenny Beats. Rico Nasty has been one of those female rappers currently that I do truly see the potential to be one of the better rappers currently in the game. She has some great singles here and there, and I love how aggressive she is, her flow, her energy, and I especially loved her input in the new Tia Tamera single with Doja Cat. But her full-length outputs haven't really managed, in my opinion, to put out all that energy and all that charisma and what Rico Nasty is really capable of. I thought last year's project Nasty had some really good and decent moments, but there were so many other moments that would just feel like filler, and I ended up being a bit underwhelmed from this whole project. And Nasty was a project that, in my opinion, didn't give that much of a justice to the sound and the energy of what Rico Nasty is actually capable of. So at least I was hoping that this is going to change with Anger Management, that this was going to be the one album where she's really going to portray herself of why she's believed to be one of the better female aggressive rappers in the game currently, and why is she worth of all that hype. With Kenny Beats being the production of the entirety of this project, this leads to a good road where you feel that not a lot of things could get wrong with this project. Even though I must admit I'm not the hugest fan of Kenny Beats production and music, he definitely knows how to create some bangers and some really energetic trap stuff, but he hasn't really been one of my favorites considering some other stuff I've heard from him being in part of. And in my opinion, this sort of happens with this album. I don't think that Kenny Beats brings that much to the table in terms of solid production and some solid beats, or some really solid parts in terms of songwriting. But there are still some moments, especially in the beginning of this project, that do sound good. There are interesting moments, there are intriguing parts. And when it comes to Rico Nasty, I would say this is possibly her best project to date. But once again, I don't think that this album still gives an idea of what Rico Nasty truly is capable of. And in my opinion, what's the thing that hurts this album the most is how short it is. It's an album that it's kind of hard to consider it as an album. Can you tell that this is a mini album or it's an EP? We're talking about a project that is only 9 tracks and 18 minutes long. In this project we have 9 tracks and none of them goes for more than 3 minutes. Most of them are really short in length, they're only 2 minutes long, and it kind of hurts in some parts of the songwriting because there are some tracks that end up being really short and you just want more out of them. You feel that they're just sort of empty and there was potential for something more out of them. At least when the project starts, there are some really nice and banging moments, like the song Cold, where Rico Nasty's delivery is also great and excellent, but this heavily aggressive and industrial beat is also really good. What was also really pleasant was Baauer's feature in 2 of the songs, Cheat and Big Titties, which happen to be 2 of my favorite songs of this album. Instead of Baauer ruining those songs with a flair of a generic sort of trap EDM beat, his features appear in a sense where there is this sort of catchiness and this EDM feel, but not to the point where it ruins the songs. Instead, it offers a great addition and 2 of the best moments of the album. But what's by far the biggest issue of this album and hurts it the most is the second half, where we see Rico Nasty getting out of her comfort zone, out of this heavily aggressive hip hop stuff and those bangers, and we have a second half with some more smooth and generic beats from Kenny Beats and tracks like Sellout and Again, where Rico Nasty just raps or sings with a shit ton of autotune and it doesn't fit her, in my opinion, whatsoever. Also, the song Relative was nothing special, and despite Mood having a bit of a nice sort of industrial beat, both Rico Nasty and the feature of Splurge just rap and sound so awkward. This is easily the most awkward song out of this entire project, and we have a really short project that starts really good but ends on a really bad note. Like the songs Mood, Sellout and Again are actually bad. I don't like those songs. And this brings me to the point I did a few days back with my review of the new EP from Fat Nick and Shakewell. Despite this EP being one-dimensional, I actually like that in this short period of time they just offered banger after banger after banger without going into another direction that would hurt this project. With anger management being only 18 minutes long, there should be no room for filler. If this collaborative project was just banger after banger and would drag the sound up until the end, it would make the album a bit more one-dimensional, but at least it wouldn't be that big mess that it's right here. I really think that this album shouldn't change its direction at the second half, especially when we're talking about such a short project, because in my opinion it doesn't appeal not only to Rico Nasty's sound but also to Kenny Beats' sound. At least there are some great moments. Some of the more aggressive stuff Rico Nasty has ever put out belong in this project, so we're not talking about that big of a mess. There are some great parts. Was there potential for more though? Absolutely. And this album, this mini album, still has me a bit disappointed. Hopefully we're going to take something more from Rico Nasty in the future, something that would feel more fleshed out, and an album where we're truly going to see the really nasty side of Rico Nasty. I'm going to give this album a 6 out of 10. What's your opinion on this album? Like it, dislike it, why, and what do you want me to review next time? Let me know down in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.